Okay, welcome back. This is part 2 in this DIY tufted headboard for a twin day bed. You can see that we're making some progress, and you can see that we have a long way to go. Okay, so in the last video I showed you that I had, I gave you the dimensions for this. This was 78 long on a 4x8 foam insulation. I'm going to be doubling that up, and I bought 6 of these. Let's measure this out to be sure. Let's see here. 1-inch opening. You can see that there. 1-inch opening pipe insulation. I cut those to approximately, where is my ruler? Sorry. Approximately 1 inch, and I just eyeballed it. And normally what you would do is you would put some batting over the top of this, but I chose not to do that because I was experimenting with what I thought I was going to use, which was like a stretchy lame, a velvet lame, and it was absolutely stunning. I had a blue sapphire one that I was playing around with, but while it was very pretty, it was just too blue. It was like, bam, there's the headboard. So I didn't want to do that, and I thought I would get sick of that blue pretty quickly. So I decided on a neutral color. And what I ended up doing, because, you know, Joanne had the fabric that I wanted, but Hobby Lobby had a 40% off sale. And their lame is normally, I think, $5.99 a yard or $6.99 a yard, and I got it for $4.99 a yard. So I called up Joanne because they're supposed to price match, and they had much more of a selection, but theirs retails for $12.99 a yard, and they wouldn't do that. So what I ended up doing is returning my 3 yards, and I picked up this at Hobby Lobby. I did end up spending more. This was normally $12.99 a yard. I got it for $7.99 a yard on their 40% off sale. And you can always use their 40% off coupon as well, but since this is a holiday season, that's what I chose. I went to the pajama section, like I like to call it. It's right across from the upholstery section, where you would find all of the upholstery fabric. So I don't know if you can see this too well, but it's quite thick, okay? It's quite substantial, like a fleece. It is very soft and squishy. So you've got a velvety sheen. I don't think the light is going to capture it, but there is a nap to it. So, you just put it on however you want the nap to go, and it's just really, really soft. And then it is a stretchy jersey-like material on the back. And because it is so substantially thick on the back, I chose not to use batting because, as you can see, this tufts really, really well, which is a great time saver. So what I ended up doing, again, 2 feet this way by 78 inches. But I think that what I'm going to do is cut them down, because when I marked these, I marked them just with little cotton rounds where I wanted the buttons to be. And when I counted up how many buttons I would need, they numbered 80. Okay, so that's a problem, because I neither have the patience, the strength to cover little buttons, or the finances for 80 little button covers. Can't do it. So, because these are 1 inch, and I know that when I hot glue these down, it's going to do a natural tuft, and it's going to look really well, I decided on these Dollar Tree acrylic gems. And I think I'm only going to end up, well, I didn't count them, and there's nothing to indicate the number on here. I've only used less than half so far. So I think a package and a half is going to do for this project. But let me show you. I don't know how successful I will be doing this one-handed, because I don't want to wreck my material. But let me show you what I've done here. And so what I've done, like I said, I cut 3 yards of fabric. Of course, I'm not going to need 3 yards, but I decided to do that because I'd probably make some pillows or some other home decor with it. And I just measured it. I rolled it on top of itself. And so I left the 3 yards on this side to leave room for the tufts that I would need, because I'm not real good at math. So I'm more of a visual person. So I just, left approximately 3 to 4 inches on the bottom so that we could tuck it under. Now I'm going to roll this back onto itself and find the little measurements that I have here. And I'm going to take this out. And of course, I have to put in a glue stick with one hand, which is always fun. Speaking of glue sticks, these really long ones, so far with this project, I've gone through, boy, take a deep breath there, 12. I've gone through 12 glue sticks. That's just a lot of glue. But I need instant gratification. Can't help it. I just want something that's going to fasten properly. You need to be careful because this hot glue, I'll see if I can do this here. Sorry for the light, but I am in sunshine. So I was probably out of focus there. Now this hot glue, you have to work fast because it will melt the insulation. And then you've got a hot mess. So we're just going to naturally tuck this in here. And you can see, probably not very well, but you can see that this has natural tufts in it. And I don't want to sit here and hold it all day, but you do have to hold it for quite a while. And by quite a while, I mean like, 30 seconds or so. And then I go in with, I think I just looked in my stash. This is an electric toothbrush, a battery-operated one. But you can use like a Sharpie pen or marker, whatever. And then really work it in there so that you get the depth. You don't want to totally disintegrate this little pipe insulation, so that's why I only use that much glue when you saw me do it. So let me just come back, and this fabric will kind of come back onto itself. So it's really, really important that you let that dry. And then while this is drying, sorry about that. And again, one-handed, while this is drying, let me get these. See if I can do one of these for you. Okay, I'm going to take this gemstone. This is, I'm guessing, 3/4 of an inch. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop it right in here. It looks really pretty. It would be really nice if it showed up that pretty, but I do like the way that these are invisible. And that's because on this fabric, there's no silver on the back. They're just clear acrylic. So what I've done real quickly, you want to be very careful with this. You just drip in a few drops. Make sure you don't spill anything, and then pop this right in, press it down, and leave it alone. And if it bubbles up with a little bit of glue, well, you can go in, and if you tamper with it too much, like I think I'm doing right now, you will get string everywhere. But you can go back and take this out. And then just for good measure, I press that down. And you want to make sure that it's evenly set. Now, this one is pretty much a disaster because, again, one-handed. And oh, I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead. All right, so the next time you see me, I will have covered the rest of these. And I will show you what it looks like. I'm going to double up on the foam insulation because I got a 4x8 sheet cut. And I have nowhere else to use that insulation. So I'm just going to double it up so that it's strong, and it will allow me to hang it directly on the wall. So, wish me luck. I will see you in the next video, and thanks for stopping back. If you try this project, this so far has cost me more than I wanted it to, but you know what? It's going to be really pretty, and the alternative is spending, I don't know, $300 or $400, and I just didn't want to do that when I realized this was so simple to do. So we will talk to you soon and wait for the next step. Bye-bye.